In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a form in Fluoro, which allows a person to choose the amount of money that they would like to pay when they submit the form. And we're also going to create some suggestions for that person so they don't have to type in the number, they can just pick an option. So let's get started. In the admin panel, I've gone to Forms, and I'm just going to click New Form in the top right. I'm going to call this a food bank donation form, and we'll click Continue. And you'll see we have our form ready to go. Now I don't need to know all of these details, so I'm just going to get rid of the gender, the date of birth, email, and phone number. I'm just going to leave first and last name. And I'm going to click Add Field, and I'm going to choose Multiple Choice. And here I'm going to write, how much would you like to give? And you can see down here we've got option 1, 2, 3, 4. We have the name, which is what's presented to the user, and we have the value, which is what's going to get stored in the database. So here I'm going to write $50 and $100 and other amount. And I'm going to get rid of the fourth option because we don't need that. And I'm just going to change the value to 50, the value to 100, and here I'm just going to write the word other, and you'll see why in a minute. And I'm going to change the input type from a select drop down. I'm going to change that to a multiple button select. And you can see here we've got these options now as buttons that the person can click. And I'm going to change the minimum answers to 1, which means that none option will disappear. They have to actually pick one answer. And the maximum answers is 1. They can't give 50 and 100 at the same time. So that's all good. And you can see now they can click these options. And now what we want to do is add a field where they can type in another amount. So I'm going to click Add Field. I'm going to just add a basic text field. I'm going to call this how much, actually we'll just call it amount you would like to give, something like that. I'm going to change the data type to a number because that's what we're going to ask them to enter. And the input type, I'm going to turn to currency input. And I can choose the currency as well, which would just be USD for this example. And I'm going to choose the minimum answers to 1, which means they have to actually type in an answer. They can't not type in an answer. But we only want this field to show and be required if they tick other amount. So here I can click Expressions, and where it says Show this field if, I'm going to click this little bullseye here and choose how much would you like to give. And I've got these options. I'm going to click the one that says equals other. And now if they click other amount, they'll be presented with that option. If they click 50 or 100, they won't see that option. And now we get to the fun part where we get to do the actual payment part. So I'm going to click Payment Options. I'm going to click Require a Payment. And we're going to leave the base amount as $0 in US. So basically, we're going to say we require a payment, but the starting payment is $0, and that's fine. Here we can also choose our payment gateway of how it's actually going to be processed, whether that's Stripe or Square or some other integration. But down here is the interesting part where it says Payment Modifiers. And here I want to add a payment modifier, and I'm going to write amount. I'm going to do the set to, and on the right hand side where it says logic examples and it's got all my fields here, I'm going to click how much would you like to give, and I'm going to copy this by clicking it and put it in the condition if how much would you like to give equals 50. So in that drop down, if they chose 50, I want to set the value to 5,000 cents and then click done. And I'm going to duplicate this by clicking this little copy button here, and I'm going to change this to 100, so 10,000 cents, and I'm going to change this, just double check how much would you like to give. If it's 100, I'm going to add that in the condition. So basically what this says is we're going to set the amount they're going to pay to this many cents if this condition is true. So if they've picked 100, we're going to set to 100. And we're going to click done. And you'll see if I click 50, it changes to $50 USD. If I click 100, it now chooses $100 USD. This is just complaining they haven't picked a payment gateway, but it's no big deal. We can fix that in a minute. if I click 50, 100, and then if I click other amounts, I'm going to go back to payment options, and I'm going to add another payment modifier, and we're going to write amount and choose set to, and the value here, instead of us just typing out 10,000 cents, I'm actually going to use the other field, which is amount you would like to give. I'm going to copy that and put that in the value here. So that rather than 10,000 cents, we're actually going to take the number of cents that the person types in. And the condition, if I click in here, is going to be if this field, the how much would you like to give field, equals other. So I'm going to click copy there and paste it in there. And basically we're going to set it to the amount that they type in if the person chooses other. And now if I type in $100 or $10,000, you'll see that that changes there. If I click 100, it's going to choose to 100, 50, other amounts. And that's how we set up our form. And then we need to click our payment options, choose our payment gateway, and we can save our form and share it, and off we go.